I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So the topic today is AI and service learning, transforming community engagement through technology.
Jeff,
So,
Jeff, Jeff, please give me 1 minute to welcome our global team. I
okay,
can
no
see,
problem.
yes, 1 minute. I can see our friends and members from the global arena. Bojana, most welcome. I'm so happy to see you. All the global members from Argentina. Bojana is from Croatia. I am so happy to welcome you today in our session. We are having a look at artificial intelligence and service learning. How can we utilize technology to enhance our roles and functions that we link community service to academics? So thank you very much, global team, for joining us. We are so happy to have you. I can also see, yes, that's from Germany. Thank you. Thank you very much, members. We are so happy. And back to you, Jeff. Please take us through. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you once again. So we'll just dive in. When you hear, because as you've heard from Dr. Peter, we are talking about using AI with service learning. So we're exploring how can we utilize AI in our current day. So when you hear AI, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Opportunity or threat? That's a question I'm posing to the members. This will be more of an engagement. So if members can comment, keep responses, I think that would really help. So the first question I have is, when you hear AI, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it an opportunity that's coming, or is it a threat?
A mixture.
A mixture.
Yes.
Expound a bit.
Yes, when I first heard about artificial intelligence, I got a lot of fears that, especially for us, the faculty and those who are teaching in universities, that our roles will be rendered useless. But with time, I am learning that it is an enabler that enhances my teaching, learning, and research. So I am happy that AI is with us.
Okay. That is Dr. Peter's opinion. Someone else, first thing opportunity rather than threat. With an example, please, of Jana. An example is also very helpful for us to understand why opportunity rather than threat.
Hi, everyone. Great to be here. Thank you for asking. I mean, your question was like the first thing, right? So the first thing is, in my opinion, the opportunity rather than threat.
Yes.
And I think it has a lot to do with the way of, using the AI and the perspective that I personally have on the AI. So for me, the opportunity in the context of a platform that really, like, particularly in the last year, gave me so many brilliant new ideas on how to, for example, maybe redesign some of my classes, think about interesting assignment for new generations of students. So rather in this particular context, like getting ideas and being inspired by diversity of the ideas in a way to introduce those in my teaching and maybe kind of, steer it up a bit.
Yeah. Oh, great. So I think we can all agree that AI, yes, we had our fears as it began, but we are coming to familiarize ourselves with AI and how we can leverage AI to make our teaching experiences better, improve our working. So just how can we apply AI responsibly, basically, is now where we are at. And because once we started to realize there are issues. But before we get to there, what is AI? AI simply means technology that learns from data and makes decisions or predictions. So you can think about this like even when you do, recommendation systems such as YouTube or Google Translate. Those ones that help us, with AI as we do. I don't know if you have used these things such as Google. How does it work to you? Does it seem to know what you need? When you're on YouTube, do you get those recommendations that you're wondering, oh, how has it known that this is what I'm looking for? I'm sure some of you have already noticed some of these things. You're speaking about something, then next thing you know, there's an ad about whatever it is you're discussing. That's how AI is trying to help us. But the challenge, the fear that we have now is how does this information, does it affect our safety, our privacy? Does it infringe on our ethical needs? How those are those are I think are the key things that we'll look into. Then, can AI really think, or is it just following patterns? That's a question that is on people's minds. From how you have seen AI thus far, those who have interacted with AI, do you feel like AI can really think, or is it just following patterns? Oh, okay. I've seen the comment on my voice. Let me work on the audio. Just give me a second.
Okay, thank you. I was also just about to say that. Thanks, Jeff. As Jeff organizes that, friends, let us reflect on how AI is being used. How are you using AI? And are you using it transformatively, or you're using it just because we have a tool to use? And what would you then recommend by the end of this engagement that would then transform our AI, our service learning endeavors?
Is it better?
Will be very crucial. Okay, that's better. Jeff, proceed, please. Jeff, continue.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Jeff.
Can
Proceed
you hear me
now.
now? You can hear me
Yes,
well?
much better.
Okay. So I was saying that AI simply means that technology learns from data and makes decisions or predictions. So I was saying that if you think about it like from YouTube, when you're on YouTube on your account, normally after some time you notice that YouTube will give you recommendations that you're wondering how it knows. So my question was, do you think, can AI really think, or does it just follow patterns? From your interaction with AI, do you think it thinks, or does it just follow patterns?
Yes, Bojana, go first.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe think might be quite a strong word at this point,
Yes.
but I would say that it's learning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that it's just about following patterns. I think that a lot of learning is happening there, and probably, I mean, I'm not nearly the expert in the field, but just kind of following the interaction. I would say that it learns from the given feedback as well.
Mm-hmm.
It always asks like which kind of what answer do I prefer, or how to continue. So for me, I would say that a certain learning of whatever sort, but it is happening out there, and it's it's at some point it's even scary.
Okay. Anyone else?
To build on what has been said, I think it's based on the data it has, and then also the feedback that is added to the data. So based on that, it learn and adapt, and also give the possibilities.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you. Dr. Korang, you had raised your hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I also want to add my voice to it that it's learning. Because
learning.
there was a time he did amazingly well for me. I didn't understand. I was just looking for a draft for a letter, and I put in the intent and where the letter should be coming from. It gave me exactly everything I needed, including the address, the signer, and everything. So there was some thinking going on within the machine that made it to come up with all such, because it was just amazing. Yeah,
Wonderful.
so it's thinking.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, so I would say that AI learns from our data patterns. That's why, but it doesn't really understand the context the way we do.
Okay.
So there's still that aspect of the human element that that's why this AI has a notification there says that AI can make errors because sometimes it doesn't understand the context. You as a human understand the context. All it does is learn from your data patterns. And that's why the more you interact with the AI on your profile, like let's say if you have a ChatGPT account, the more you interact with it, the more it learns how you prefer your responses. So when you engage the AI on ChatGPT, for example, and you tell it that this response that you've given is a bit too friendly, please make it more, let's say, more professional. And you keep doing that multiple times. It keeps learning from you what it is that you prefer. So the AI now becomes tailored to your preference. So there's that aspect. But understanding the context itself, the way we do, AI doesn't do that. But it does learn from our patterns. Then next, we see now how AI meets service learning. So with service learning, this has now more to do with maybe the community projects that you have with your students that you take part of. What kind of experiences can you learn? Okay, I'm told that you cannot hear me. Don't know if I'm still audible.
And now you're better. Yes. Continue.
And I'm now better. Okay, so we are moving now to service learning. As we know, service learning is learning through doing or solving real community challenges while reflecting on those experiences. So this could be studying maybe pollution data, could be anything. For example, even if you're using like ChatGPT or AI to draft a letter or a document like was mentioned earlier by Dr. Korang, this AI would just give you that groundwork. But you as a student or as a learner or as a user of the AI, you need to add that human touch so that your voice, the empathy and the energy is reflected. So sometimes you can read a document and you're thinking to yourself, it doesn't sound human. If you read it and you think that, then that means that you basically just went into the AI, told it, generate for me a letter, and whatever it produced is what you sent. And the moment you do that, and everyone does that, you'll be reading people's emails or documents, and you'll be thinking to yourself, why does this look not like human? That is because there's a way as a human you would write, and there's a way that AI writes. Humans are sometimes not as logical as AI would be. So the perfection that is there it becomes too perfect that it seems not real. When you see keywords such as the word crucial, significant, AI likes to use such words because it doesn't understand the depth of that word. But we do. When you say something is significant and you're doing a research paper, you need to justify what that significance is. If it's critical, it needs to be justified it's critical. You can't just use those words for the sake of making the content seem more in-depth than it actually is. So those aspects of how you leverage AI that gives you feedback really help to make it much better. So when it comes to service learning in AI, you can see that personalized learning experiences can be tailored to the community's needs. You have options now where instead of having to go through maybe thousands and thousands of responses online, you can just use AI to group these ideas with themes around maybe what areas that need to be addressed. And then you can have a project, targeted on those gaps that you have seen. So now imagine if technology could help you identify which community problems to tackle next. And then how do you measure your projects in real time world impact? So now, if you can use AI to help you figure out what the community problems are, because maybe it's a bit of a challenge, it gives you direction, like groundwork to where you want to go, but not that now it does everything for you. I can see Dr. Judith had even written it well, AI and SL for greater community impact. Yeah. So it creates opportunities for us to inspire and support general personalized strategies of outreach. Then next we have application. So there have been different applications currently of AI in service learning. As you can see, we have AI chatbots, visual recognition, data-driven community assessment. Just give me 1 second. So we have different current applications right now. Today's schools are using things like AI tutoring, tracking learning progress, designing outreach projects. For instance, AI chatbots can help elderly residents to navigate the digital forms, guided by maybe student volunteers, things like that are what we have with AI. And perhaps maybe I could, you can think about it if students could use AI tools tomorrow, what problem in your community could they explore first? Just as a question. If students could use AI tomorrow or today, what problem in your community could they explore first? Something to think about.
You mean if the students are to use AI today, what should they think about, or
what problem in your community could they explore first, or could they first handle using AI, leveraging AI?
I think access of internet connectivity should
Access
be
of
internet connectivity.
Yes. You're saying there's limited access to internet?
And also and also the use from the community point of view, how are they abreast with the technology, or how can they use? Is it usable from the point of view of the community.
Yes. So they would be able to analyze and find out whether AI is usable in the community.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone else?
Can I give an example? I remember there is this stubborn pest that is interfering with maize, in most of the villages. I remember this student from one of the regions down here. They took a photo of that and then was able to use an AI tool to share this. And then there was a suggestion on what specific pesticide could be used by farmers to get rid of this worm.
Okay. AI can be used to do that. And also, even if you have when you have like a project on maybe on and diseases with maize, AI can take the images of those maize with the diseases and group them, make it easier for us to know which illness or what disease is affecting the maize more. How would you address it? Suggests those recommended pesticides and all that, including even modeling. Like you can even see an AI-powered map you can use on Google Earth, for example, that can visualize the need for maybe tree planting or cleaning water, because you cannot visually perhaps know where the trees are needed, but the AI can actually just look through, and students can use that data to identify real needs, basically, and measure their impact. So AI will give us a more data-driven way of doing things, that you're not just speculating, but you're using data to drive your decision.
And also to add to that, for instance, if there is a community that are vulnerable in terms of food, if they are lacking food, and if there's a community where there's a restaurant where food is being wasted, AI can connect those restaurants to identify where there is a waste, when there is a waste, and where who does needs that food. So AI can bring all these stakeholders together so that we can have it at one point to deliver the rest.
Exactly. And that one brings me to I wanted to ask the question, but that one answers the question where someone would ask you, where do you see room for technology to support and not replace human service? Because that example exemplifies that you use AI to improve service to humans. So I think that's a very good example given by Bernard.
Jeff, there's another example on the chat.
Yes,
I can read it. And this is from Bojana. I think diverse problems could be explored, but as for the context sake, I would assume it would depend on the available data. For example, my students, that is now her students, were available to find a lot of data on urban poverty, but not the data related to their community context.
Very true, very true. And that aspect is the one that brings in bias and unfair bias, which is unfortunately a thing that is there before AI was there, and now with AI. It's just that now with AI it's exemplified because AI relies on large amounts of data so that it can give you more credible results. Before AI would use tools to try and analyze that data. But as she has said, it depends on the data that is available. So I know people are currently working to find a way of how to make sure that all data is available or can be found somehow, can be collected, so that we're not having data just from one region. Like even right now, if you're looking for data in Kenya, it might not be as easy to find data for Kenya as it would be to find data maybe for the US. And that's a challenge when it comes to research, because you'll find the results will be based on the data that is available, which might not really reflect what is happening within your community. So I know the research community is really working towards how to handle this bias to get fair data points, so that we have fair data that is freely available when needed. Then next, we have benefits and opportunities. There are very many benefits, but from you, from what you have experienced thus far with AI, what would you say are some of these benefits? Would you say maybe that accessibility, is it more personalization, is it data-driven insight? What would make the biggest difference in your context of these benefits? Which one would you rely on? There are these ones that I've mentioned here, as you can see. Personalized learning, enhanced critical thinking, efficiency and impact measurement. There's the real world relevance. There's the scalability opportunities, starting small and growing easily with AI. It has really done more to create jobs, to create opportunities, translation tools. Now, you can have things to do with when you have a project in maybe English and, other countries also, other languages to see that. So AI can translate service project materials into local languages for accessibility, such future possibilities that we can use with AI. I know it's not yet there because AI currently is focused maybe with English more, but those are possibilities, opportunities that could come that AI easily translates information from one language to the other for accessibility.
Okay,
So
there are answers, Jeff, for you. There's an answer for you in the chat. In Bojana's context, it helps her to save time, getting her a bunch of ideas to choose from.
Oh, yes. That's also another, it does help to save time. And the beauty about AI is that when you give it ideas, especially when you give it context, when you're prompting the AI, you will get better ideas. So instead of spending 2-3 hours trying to get your ideas to make sense, AI will just give you drafts of what was already in your mind. So, but when you don't use it like a Google search engine where you just write and expect magic to happen. You have to give it context. You have to, at least it's basically like a brainstorming activity that you would ask it a question, it will give you a response. And sometimes the response might not be correct. So you even inform it that what you're talking about is not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is this. You clarify and clarify until you get to that the right idea, this bunch of ideas, and get the good idea that you're looking for. I can see also definitely, Bojana is saying definitely translation and assistance in shipping academic language. Yeah, so as I said, with AI in the future, it will be very beneficial when you have these translations just being done. So you can imagine your community project or whatever you're doing being understood by everyone, regardless of language barriers. That you don't have to do translations; it just does it automatically, and you're able to reach a wider group of people.
Yeah, there's also the aspect. This, I think, all of us, especially the faculty or teachers, use this a lot when it makes it gives you ideas for project proposal titles and even some information that you may require in a specific section of a proposal that you are writing. And I think that is a very good opportunity that teachers have when it comes to integrating service learning in all that we do in universities. Yeah. Maybe I would also want to hear, Jeff, from other countries. I want to hear from Cameroon. I want to hear from Uganda. I want to hear from Congo. I also want to hear from Tanzania, the members who are on board, and Malawi. And of course, Ghana, how do you people integrate artificial intelligence in all that you do? It would be great. I've seen Isaac from Cameroon. Isaac, how are you? I've also seen Daisy and I've seen Mark from Uganda. Please, how do you students use AI? Please wake us up, Mark. Bakashaba, I'm waiting for your response. Okay, Mrs. Korang, Dr. Vida, please go as they still prepare their answers.
Yeah, how do students use AI here, or how do we? I must be frank to say that AI is still a crime at this part of our world. Okay. It's like we don't want to appreciate the beauty of it. I'm expecting this work to a class to read to them what responses I have gotten. As soon as I start reading, they start shouting AI, AI, AI. As if what they have written, they were not even listening to the content, but they were looking at the prompts in the write-up. That shows that he has picked it from AI. So for now, I don't see it as we taking advantage or using it the way we have to use to improve on what we are doing. And it's a headache for me. How can we come together as an institution, as a community, to make AI a very realistic activity, something that you are using it legally, you know how to use it, and you are getting the best of it. We are yet to get there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mark Shaba.
Thank you so much. I think I'm audible enough.
Yes.
I was just trying to type my answer in the messages, but I thank you for the opportunity. So AI has really enabled or has helped us as students in many ways, but specifically the way I use it, it has helped me. There's way it helps organize work. Say you have certain ideas, maybe very many ideas that are disorganized, you can't easily get context out of them. So usually when you use AI, it really helps you organize them. It helps you even bring out the meaning that you might have not even seen. So AI really helps during organization of work. It also helps to guide. Say you are writing an important essay or an important letter, there's a way it helps guide you on how you could have written or which phrases you could have used to even make it or enhance it to be an important or even more impactful message. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Someone from Cameroon, please. That is Uganda. Mark is a student from Uganda. Cameroon or any other country? Let me check whether there are hands raised. Anybody who's ready? How do we use AI in our institution? I know Khan Academy has so much of derivatives, especially when we talk about matters of accounting and finance. When you look out for, when you want to work on the interest rates and all that, the Khan Academy uses OER, and then they have a very specific AI tool that helps in working out that better than what we used to do manually. So it helps a lot in working out figures that may be complex. It makes them quite easy and very quick to analyze and make reasons from the figures. That is how some of us are lucky to use AI tools available. Anybody else? Otherwise, you can also type your responses on the chat. You can type your questions in the chat. We will read them out.
Yeah, I can contribute.
Yes, sister.
Yes, I'm just new in this area of using AI, but one thing I've appreciated is that it can help or give you direction, especially in the area of research. Maybe you want to research on a certain topic. It can help you by giving some direction on how to do it. So for me, it's something that I've appreciated.
Thank you very much. Any other? Otherwise, I'll take it back to Jeff.
Okay. So we've had the things from the members. Also remember for research, Sister Jane, AI will give you information that you will need to validate. Sometimes it looks like it's correct information, but when you do research, you realize it has hallucinated some of that information. So you need to fact check the responses you're given by AI. Do not trust it as it comes, because as I said, it does not have the context of human context. It doesn't understand the context the way that we do. It learns, it has patterns from our data patterns. It gives very nice responses, but they are not always factual. So you have to verify. Trust, but verify. Always verify whatever information that it gives you.
Okay, that's very important.
Then next we have challenges and ethical considerations. This one we must talk about bias, privacy, and over-reliance. AI is a tool and not a moral compass. So in terms of maybe over-reliance, this is the aspect where you just get the feedback and you run with it. Whatever response it gives you, you run with it. We still need to have that human element where you are analyzing, you're confirming that this information that you're being given has not just been fluffed up to be something bigger than it actually is, or a completely invented fact that does not really has no research backing. Sometimes you'd even ask it to provide a link to where it got the information. You're given a link and you click on the link and it directs you to nowhere. So yeah, we need to be a bit cautious in terms of that. Projects should always have that human judgment and empathy. So a question I would pose is, how do we make sure that the AI reflects our community values? How do we make sure the AI reflects?
Please, could you amplify your voice a bit?
The question I'm asking is, I've put it on the chat. How do we make sure the that AI reflects our community values?
All right, thank you.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Nyange, proceed. Yes.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Dr. Judith. I think that is a bit tricky for now, more especially if we have not been able to provide adequate data from our context. Because that aspect has to come from our context. Say, for instance, in the Ugandan context, how much data has been uploaded on AI? Because earlier on, Jeff was talking about biases. So if the biases are there, it's because the information that is being interpreted or being generated or AI is learning from is from a different context altogether. So the values are from those different contexts. So because they're from different contexts, the values are going, any information, or if we are looking for any information or discussion we are having, and we ask something, or we are trying to appreciate how people would feel about a situation, or maybe it could be crime, or it could be how to use the internet, or politics, or the social setting. Most of it will come from the context within which the data has been generated. So until we have our own context in setting up data, then and then that data is not going to be learning from, then the values are going to be reflected in that. That is my take. Thank you.
Thank you, Zero.
Thanks, Anyang. Somebody else? Yes, Bernard.
I think AI, since all this technology started from different parts of the world, and they started everything, and Africans, we have also developed our technology expertise. So we need to have African technologies together to also put in our values when developing apps and other platforms, so that we can also see the values or principles in Africa being adapted by the AI. Other than that, it will be like Western world values that we are adapting and living our own.
The African loop is important in AI. That is what Bernard Kusi is helping us. Very, very important. Do we have content creators who are Africans, Jeff?
Yes, we have very many content creators who are Africans, Kenyans, Ugandans, from all the regions. They are there. It just depends on what you look at on your social media. but the content creators are there.
Okay, thank you. I buy Bernard Kusi's concern that we need to bring the African loop in it, because sometimes we may get lost by losing the indigenous context of what we are as Africans especially, and also to other regions. My concern is on the global south. How do we become also contributors in creating this information, in building this data that is going to help us in solving our own problems locally, and not just solving our problems, also in engaging and ensuring that what really stands out to us in terms of our cultural practices, values are upheld at all costs. So we are still answering this question. How do we make sure that AI reflects our community values? Thank you, those who have contributed. I want to hear more. Bojana, there's somebody, they're writing this, she's saying that can AI reflect our community values, or is it more about our prompts and the results that should reflect our community values? It's a very good challenge. Is it the prompts? What do we normally send in there as a prompt? I think that's what probably should pull out our values. What are we asking AI to do? And how do we prompt such kind of questions? Bojana, I buy that. Thank you. I can see Kalungi. Rola is saying AI helps students in grammar and spelling checks. It also helps in creativity. That is to say, idea generation, like brainstorming, project ideas and innovation. Thank you very much, Ronald, for that. I'm listening. Where are others? Please let me check that there are hands raised. None for now. Please, how do we ensure values are in our AIs? The prompts that we send out there, how do we ensure values, that they're value-based? How does that work in your country, friends? Jeff, I think they're still reflecting. Probably you can help us here. Is it more about our prompts and results that should reflect our community values, or?
I think this one will fall more in towards policies.
Okay.
Policies that would guide the community values. So like right now, many of the African countries do not have any policies on AI, data protection, data privacy. We are starting that process. Like now, for example, recently, the Kenya Kenya government launched the Kenya National AI Strategy for 2025-2030. That was in March of 2025. That is about what, 5 years after AI, like what, 2022, around that time. So it's been like 3 years. It
Almost
takes time.
5 years.
Yeah, from COVID times to now. I mean, it takes time. Currently, we rely, like in Kenya, on the Kenya Data Protection Act of 2019. We have the Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Act of 2018. And we also rely on the Consumer Protection Act of 2012. But these ones still do not really touch directly on AI. So such like a policy on that would assist to make sure that the community values, our ethical values are also considered when AI is being done. You remember like the scandal that we had with the guys who came to take our eyes, scanning for the eyes. You remember?
The eye chip.
The eye chip thing that they were trying to bring in, and then people started talking about data privacy concerns. Where is our data going? Why us? So the policies really would help. There's even, I think, a draft AI code of practice that was released through KED, which was open to the public for consultation in 2024. So the public was able to now, also give the ideas on how they feel AI should be used. There's also, I think, for Kenya, another proposed Kenya Robotics and AI Society Bill. This was in 2023 to promote responsible AI development and to set standards. That was the purpose of that robotics and AI social bill. So such things, I think, would be able to drive that community values.
Jeff, raise your voice again.
I'm saying such things, the policies, the guidelines, the governance, involving the community and the government together, collaborating to create these policies would help overall with the community values. So that we are not talking about the prompt itself, but that the data that the AI is built upon captures us as a community, every type of community. Actually, the more it has, the better it becomes. As you can see here, I've mentioned that these AI systems may inherit or amplify societal biases. This is depending on how you play around with the data. So that is on the challenges and the ethical consideration.
Okay, let me see. There's some contributions here. I can see Maureen saying that feedback mechanisms where it creates a platform for ongoing community feedback on AI systems and their impacts. Yes. Maybe what do you have in your institutions that would enhance AI, a value-based AI use? Friends, Jeff has given us what the government of Kenya has, and of course it was thought of very late, 2025, and yet when did we start using AI? A while ago, 5 or so years. So what do your institutions, what do you have in place in your universities or in your countries that enhances the value-based AI use and reuse? Maybe you can share, you can write on the chat. There's a feedback on community where the community can raise awareness and education about AI technologies, looking at their potential impact and how community members can engage with these tools. Thank you, Maureen. The rest, do we have policies? Do we have guidelines on how we can ensure that the values are upheld even as we use as we use AI in our teaching, in our learning, and in our researches. What does your university do, or what the quality assurance department in your universities, what is on board? Can someone share, please? Who is ready? You can also type. Okay, can see Bojana says in our case, we have embraced it on the institutional level and do have a certain guidelines for students and how to use it and to reference it when using. And in addition, we have different kind of workshops for both students and academic staff on the same. Thank you, Bojana, for that. Very, very informative, and I think this is very crucial. Others, please. How do we do that? This one I'll also challenge Jeff, please. I want to see students' workshops and seminars on how to effectively use AI and how to also reference it whenever it is used, so that we do not lose the creativity in our students. We still want that creativity. We want to see how innovative they are in using these beautiful tools in their learning. Very, very important. Other institutions? Ms. Dr. Ziwa, do you have something for Uganda?
Sorry, I think I sent a chat, but I think it went to the wrong person. No, at the University of Kisubi, we are yet to come up with a policy. There's no policy yet on AI usage, though there have been, I think, three workshops and presentations on AI, but there's no policy yet. It's in the pipeline.
Thank you very much. Okay, yes, Dr. Vida.
Yeah, I'm just following what he says in the pipeline. Though individuals are using it, in fact, a professorial presentation in recent time was on that. Yeah, the use of AI and all that. But officially as university, it hasn't come up as an issue that we will want to work on, develop a policy that will guide the usage of it and make it more acceptable within the system. So we are yet to get fully into it, swim with the AI phenomenon now. Not yet there. Yes.
Beautiful. That is Ghana. I saw Tanzania. Dr. Gilead. Hi. Okay. I think I lost him. Guelod cannot speak. His mic has a problem. That is Congo. Maybe you can type, please. Yeah, let us learn from each other. Let us see what do we have in place from various institutions and from our own countries. What is the government doing in enhancing the value-based AI use, so that we can be able to still instill our values and remain and ensure that we have our indigenous ways of doing things and interfered with. So that is very crucial. Back to you, Jeff.
Okay. Then next let's see, we are moving to the future and getting started. So this is about the possibilities.
Sorry. Before.
Yes.
Sorry. Before we get there.
Yes.
On the previous slide.
Yes, on challenges.
There have been, yes, the issues of resource constraints. As we are all aware, the aspect of using AI has cost implications.
Yes.
And in the cost implications, I'm interested in knowing whether the institutions, say in the African region or in the African hub, have you taken on or have they taken on AI as institutions? Meaning, have they paid licenses? Are the licenses in place for students, for staff, for how are they managing? Because what I know in Uganda, it's a personal endeavor. The university has not. Of course, I think because there's no policy as yet, there's nothing like access to AI by university paid service or subscription. So it's an individual endeavor. So how are you managing that side? in terms of cost, because most of them you have to pay. Okay. I know there's some subscriptions which are free, but if you are going to get into heavily using any of these AI applications, it means that platforms, you have to pay for them. So in terms of resource constraints, how are we managing? How are you managing? Thank you.
I think the resource constraints part, in terms of funds, I think that's a challenge that is with many institutions right now, especially in Kenya with the current economy. So I know we're still more utilizing the free available resources. There are also tools like you can also install the AI on you have your own environment that is open source, so you leverage the open source tools because they are there instead of going for the paid versions. It takes a bit more, but if the institution is willing, then it can be worked through using open source free available ones like Llama and the like. So you just but you have to start small. That's the idea. Start small, then grow. So whether it's chatbots or a small project, if that works, then you then increase the technical expertise, infrastructure, but it has to start small. I think with AI with institutions. I don't know about other countries. Maybe they can tell us, those who have made a bit more progress.
Does anyone have maybe something to share about how you do it in your countries? Or can we go and research something about your country on the same, so that maybe in other engagements we can be able to share the cases? That would be very, very helpful. We can learn from each other and even perfect our own, and then bring it out for a national use. I can see Ubene from Congo is saying that they have a number of seminars on AI, and he hopes that university is working towards more concrete ways of AI usage. Thank you very much, Ubene. We thank you for that feedback. That's from Congo, Loyola University in Congo. That is our member organization. Thank you, Ubene. Jeff, back to you.
Okay, thank you. So then that is on the challenges and the ethical considerations. Then we have the future and how to get started. So as you can see, we have a roadmap there on how to get started. So there's the literacy, the training of educators, students, and community partners. Of course, start with small pilot projects that are low risk for AI service learning initiatives to build the confidence. Establish those ethical guidelines. So we need to have policies in place. This would be data privacy, consent, bias prevention, and human oversight. So because when you're dealing with data privacy, consent is key. So that needs to be done. So the future of service learning will probably be more data-driven and inclusive. So these tools can be used maybe for summarizing needs of assessment, visualizing project data, and such like things. Start just small and then grow from there, basically. So my question would be, if you could start one small AI supported project next semester, what would that look like?
We have that in the chat also. If we could, Jeff, come again.
Let me put it on the chat. If
Yes,
we could,
please.
yeah, let me just put it on the chat because there are multiple questions.
Yes. Meanwhile, I can read out on the chat what people are giving views. Bojana is saying that one concern that I have is that funders are relying more on AI services. Like in one project, we need to translate teaching materials to several languages, but funds for professional service in translation were not granted. And so we were told just use ChatGPT. It is cheaper and it will do a great job. Who knows that the ChatGPT will actually do a great job? And second, these kind of approaches are undermining professional services. In this case of translation services. So you see, there's another challenge there that Bojana is raising. Donors are think that you can use ChatGPT. And sometimes I think Jeff will agree with me that there are those versions of ChatGPT or these AI tools that if you don't have the paid for versions, you cannot get so much. You cannot get what you really want to get. So by the end of the day, we still pay for these AI tools for you to get proper output on what you get to find out.
So those are the
Jeff, move closer to your mic again.
just 1 minute. Hello?
Okay.
I've just posted the question.
Yes, I can see it. If we could start one small AI supported service project next semester, what would it look like? Who in your community could you partner with to make it real? And what skills would you or your students need first? Technical, ethical, or leadership? Oh, that's a very good one. Thanks, Jeff. The teachers in the room. There's something for us. If we could start that one small, AI supported service learning project next semester, and what would it look like? And who in your community would you engage to make it real? And then what skills would you impart in your students to ensure that all the parameters are taken care of? Who wants to go first? Which will be this one small project? Yes, proceed, Bernard, please.
Maybe let me start this one and see. If we are to start small supported service in the next semester, maybe we'll look at how AI can determine the areas prone to flood in our community, so that we can find a way to mitigate it, and who could be a partner. Let's say, for instance, MTN mobile company or Vodafone. They can also be a partner to start this initiative. And then what skills would students need first in terms of technical, ethical? I think the student need to be taught or need to understand what AI is, the pros and cons, and how to use it in order to improve the service they need. So the usage is also a key here, how to use it. So I think that's the little I have.
Thank you very much, Bernard. Yes. Others? Students, what project would you propose in this community? The students in the house? I saw Daisy. Are you still there? Daisy? Daisy is the president of service learning at the University of Kisumu. Any other student you can? Yes.
Thank you so much for the opportunity given to me. One SL project one AI supported service learning project that I could think about. There is something we had in mind, but never know with the knowledge we've got, I think we can incorporate AI in it. Something small would be about consultations, having a small project, this project whereby since I'm in the health science faculty, we'll overview if we could design something that is online, whereby we could begin with our fellow students, whereby one can literally, if in case of any health complication, someone can use that small app. They just simply put the different signs and symptoms they are facing. And then once the AI has been designed, it can give something brief about certain conditions that they could assume that person could be facing before, like that is the immediate things. Then later on, we who are operating it, we can see it through and then we give a final conclusion. Though AI, I think it could be something very good if we could put it into the app that we are designing. Then who in my community would I partner with to make it real? I feel like my community here, it could be the university. The first people I could ever think about would be first the lecturers, my lecturers, because I'm very sure they have prior knowledge about whatever we could be thinking about and how best we could bring it out. So I feel like if I could put my lecturers into this, then it would come out to be real. Since you are first dealing with the people we are studying with before literally taking it out to the people, to the community people, like people who are not part of the university. Then what skills would I need? We are having technical, ethical, or leadership. Would I need? What skills would the students need first? The first skill, I feel like, depending on the way, most of the time, if you are beginning to learn something, we usually begin with ethics. What are the rules governing it? How proper could we operate something? So I feel like ethical skills would be part of, because throughout my journey, my student journey, the first thing we are always, if they're beginning up a topic, the first thing they first bring, it is the ethical code. If it is health-wise, ethical code of conduct. So if I'm carrying out something that is going to incorporate AI, I feel like ethical skills would be something that I could take as a priority. Then others could follow. The technical to something very important. Then leadership, it is the basis for progress of anything that we could be thinking about. Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity given to me.
Beautiful, Daisy. Thank you very much. That is very practical. Very good. I can see Teacher Kabari, his little project would be AI awareness and usage in line with the learning. That is, he's proposing to give a term paper or assignments on the same. Okay. About others? One or two more? People are still writing the project. They'll share in the chat, I hope. Okay, back to you, Jeff.
Okay, so as you've heard, there are many ways we can leverage AI in service learning. So it's not limited at all. There are so many options out there where you can start, what you can do even next semester. I know there's a lady, I think, just in the beginning of AI of the AI being here, they were doing assignments. They're giving, I think, English assignments, like a term paper, maybe like a story. And you notice that these students would just be going to AI, get the composition and just send that. So instead, what she decided to do was ask them to go after they've generated now with AI. Now critique what AI has generated. To teach them now the skills they need to learn on how to create those compositions. So it's a matter of rethinking how we teach, how the students learn. If AI is here, then we find ways of now using AI to teach them. So for her and her class, instead of telling them, go write a composition, use that AI to write a composition. Then now analyze what AI has given. Show me where the flaws are in the AI, how AI could have made it better. So in that way, they learn how to become better in now literature. I'm seeing a comment here by Bojana. Maybe you can read that for us.
Yes. Okay, read it.
Yes, you can read it.
Okay, this is from Bojana. My small AI supporting project could be related to urban poverty and support for children in our city that live below the poverty line. Students could teach them how to use AI to support their learning and help them in advancing in their school obligations. I already collaborated a lot with the local NGOs that works with the kids and families below the poverty line, and they have programs to support those children in learning. So AI could be an added value to projects we already have. Wow, wow, wonderful. Wonderful, that is very nice.
So I think we have discussed a lot and we are coming to the end of the presentation. And I have one more question.
Come closer to the mic, Jeff.
I have one more question now.
Okay.
What's one question about AI you're still curious or cautious about? We have gone through a lot so far. So tell me, what's one question about AI you're still curious or cautious about?
That's a very good one. Who wants to go first?
I can see Kisubi has raised the hand.
Yes, please. Yes, that must be Jessica. Proceed.
Yes, thank you very much for this very engaging session. Personally, it's a curiosity and definitely cautiousness about AI. Actually, when you delve deeper into what AI can do, I really become curious on how big it actually is and how big it could actually become. So to what extent? So it's the way AI has developed and is developing, and the magnitude of what it can do, whether positive or negative, makes me curious as to when we can actually stop. Because it seems the creators are not stopping, and the thing could become bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm curious, therefore, to know, would there be, in literal terms, will there be an eruption, an explosion of sorts? So what I'm trying to say is that I'm curious to know when we can stop. Are there limits on how, when we should stop, when we can say really enough is enough, this is where we should stop really? And of course, it creates also caution on my part. How far am I able to limit how I can use it? So that is my thought on that.
Thank you very much, Jessica. I can see Bojana also have written hers on the chat. She's saying, I've heard that the AI, actually the ChatGPT in particular, operates also following the incentives. Is that true? So she's curious to know, is it true that ChatGPT operates only when there are incentives? Is it that you can give it an assignment and say that there will be a reward for the best answer, and that ChatGPT will dive deeper into the research? And if so, I'm really curious, as well as a bit of afraid, in the context of its super learning modes that are getting more and more human. Jeff, I hope you're listening. You see the way we are curious.
Yes, it's very curious. You know, we forget maybe perhaps that AI is built by humans. So there's a lot of that aspect that is there. So yes, it's possible that it can use rewards to give better responses, go deeper. Those are some of those ethical lines that we need to know. Should this be allowed? Should this not be allowed? Because if not, then you'd need to tailor the AI to know not to do this. But until it has been trained that way, then it will just do exactly what you've asked it to do. For right now, I think the aspect of the maybe saying information that is causing physical harm or is violent nature, that is what now AI, I think that they initially started with that, stopping those kind of responses, like the type that would tell you how to go about killing someone and all that. You know, there are boundaries to those ethical issues. So yeah, it's possible, and especially if it has not been limited to do that, it will just do it. You ask it, you tell it, oh, this you'll get a reward. So it will just check on its data. When such an assignment is given with a reward, what does that mean? It means that people will go deeper, harder in their research. That's exactly what it will do. But it's really curious to me as well. Yeah, without safeguards in place, AI can go to a place where we are not really looking forward to. So we need to, as a community, as a nation, as humans, we need to sit down and do those policies early on to put those safeguards in place, provide the limitations, the scope. How far should we rely on AI? What limitations should we put in place? Do we just take AI as is and just sit back and go like, oh, it's AI, it's fine? Or are there those safeguards? I can see here another comment following up on the previous one. There were a couple of such situations in the USA among teenagers who committed suicide following ChatGPT instructions. So this is ethical dimension is so super important. Yes, very, very important. Those ethical dimensions. I know that they are really trying to they've already started doing that with AI. They are training models. I think analysis is normally done by human beings. That you'd find they're called data annotators. So you'd get responses from AI that you would then analyze on behalf of a company that is refining their AI, and then eventually that would be put in place. So us as the community are also used for that feedback that Maureen had mentioned earlier. So ideally, you'd find, let's say for an example, you are given a list of a conversation that will happen between the AI and someone. And the final response, you're given two options of the response. Then you will analyze and tell us, do you feel that this response violates ethical considerations? Do you feel this response was clear and concise? Do you feel that AI provided factual information? So you analyze to help the AI become better. So it's going to be definitely a tool. It will require us to make AI better. We can't just rely on it as is. We have to put in the work as well.
Yes, Jeff, maybe my curiosity as well.
Yes.
I just want to know how can I believe that AI truly supports the human judgment and empathy and ethical values that we're talking about without replacing the human. We talk about, yes, it is supporting, but I don't feel, sometimes I feel that maybe my idea was this way, but it's replacing my idea. So how can I be so sure that it is only supporting me and not replacing my judgment as a human being?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's the thing I said. With AI, context is critical. So you don't allow that any response you get, you just take it on face value. You have to constantly fact check AI, constantly remember what your values are, or so that when it's not aligning, you can inform and ask it, from where does it get this thought process from? Because this is how, you would prefer, and etc. Have that back and forth with the AI. It's just us being a bit more, let's say, we want to confirm. Yes. We need to be curious. We need to be not so trusting of AI. As I said, you trust and verify. So verify, 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 verify. And then ethical, and then the policies really help to safeguard so that you have less issues to deal with. So if you have it in policy that it should not do 1, 2, 3, then you have less to handle with the AI. So yeah, I think that's the direction. Mostly it's engagement from all aspects, from the government to the users, just coming up with good policies in place, good strategies, and overall feedback, to make it better for us, so that those fears can be rested.
Wonderful. I can see Dr. Vida.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Judith. Yeah. Recently, I was buying a book on leadership, and I saw at the tail end of the book written 100% human. I said, when has this come up? Are they comparing to AI? Are they seeing doing things by yourself totally is the best? Or why has that inscription been put on? Is it that they are demonizing or reducing the quality of AI-generated information? I've been thinking of it. If you can help me clear this, I'm grateful. Dr. Jeff. Yeah, thank you.
maybe as Jeff come in, I think I want to raise this, Dr. Vida, that change is a process. It will take us a number of years to appreciate 100% that AI is a good thing. And I think the concern on whether it is a human 100% or AI 20%, and even if you critically look at that book, you'll realize that they borrowed some things from AI. And they're just not, they're not just becoming honest enough to tell you the truth. But those probably could be their marketing strategies. You never know what is in the market, or you never know the intention of writing that book. So those could be, I mean, the parameters under which that question was put, or that clause was added into that book. Maybe Jeff can help us.
Yes, I agree with what Dr. Peter said. We can't really be sure why they said 100% human. It could be a selling gimmick, or that they are saying that this content, we did not use AI, we used our brain, so it is our work fully. Maybe that is the point. Or it could be a lot of things. Even maybe they used AI, but they don't want to say that they did, for whatever reasons. It's just the world that now we are living in. I think it is expected that there would be such. Yeah, so I'm not really conversant with why that would be the case. We can only speculate. So I think for me, that's where I want to get to. We have covered, I think, a lot on AI, and I'd just like to finalize by saying that AI isn't about replacing the human touch. It should be about amplifying it. So the question that I would like you maybe to ponder is, how will we guide it to serve our communities better? We have discussed it already, and just think about that aspect of how will we guide it to serve our communities better. If we can answer that question, then most of the fears that we have will really dissipate, because we'll have answered that question. The issues that now are there are answered by that. How will we guide it, AI, to serve our communities better? So thank you for this opportunity to speak about AI. I really appreciate the engagement that we had. I appreciate that you took the time to listen to me, to engage with me, and we were able to at least learn from each other, learn new things that we can take back to our community, our organization, our classrooms, to our lecturers, to our students, so that we can grow and be better, use AI, leverage AI for making service learning better. Thank you so much, Bojana, for your very kind words. Back to you, Dr. Peter.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Kindly stop sharing. I want to thank you, friends. This has been a wonderful learning moment where we are seeing on the best ways to engage with the AI as we serve our communities as institutions. And this has been one of the most engaging and one of the best ways in which we can share our ideas as a region and also learn from others. You see, like when we hear what happens in Bojana's region, which is very, very important, we grow and we also learn on best ways or approaches on how it is done out there. And so maybe I want to give Bojana, if you're still in the house, please, can you give us, maybe say a word, please, to the team.
I'm in the house, literally in my own house as well.
Please introduce yourself. I didn't introduce you properly. I want it done properly now.
Thank you, Judith, very much. Hi to everyone. so happy, Judith, that you invited me. Judith and I have known each other now for some time. We've been part of the Uniservitate project, where I am a member of the Sounding Academic Board. So the two of us have been already, sharing a lot of knowledge and hopefully being each other's inspiration in the service learning field. Trying to see what's going on, in the African region, and then from my side, what's going on across the Europe. So that's why I really, really enjoyed this session very much. So thanks to all of you who also contributed, because it's always interesting to figure out what's going on across the world as well, particularly because the last week I was actually in Sierra Leone, in Freetown, with the Foro Bay College and Makeni University. And it was such an inspiring week for me. I'm sure that, you have been aware of the context, and usually Europeans get Eurocentric a lot. And usually when we are talking about higher education, we tend to focus on trends in European higher education area. So, the more I am in the academia, the more I'm actually more and more interested about what's going on across the world. So I really do appreciate the connection with Judith, so that I always am up to date about what's going on in the African hub. So thank again to all of you who so kindly shared your own experiences in this particular topic.
Thank you very much, Bojana. You're really encouraging us, and especially having a member of the academic sounding board for the entire Uniservitate network is a privilege for us. We really feel so honored. We are humbled to have you. Please, thank you, and accept our appreciation. May I ask everyone to be on the screen? We want to do a photo, please. Can I have you? May you put on your cameras? I want to capture the beautiful faces. Let's see. I hope Moses is there. Moses, are you in the house, Moses?
I am in the house.
Oh, perfect, please.
You can see also my wardrobe drawing there.
Beautiful, you can see everything, don't worry. And there's a beautiful background that is really very human, very human. The book is 100% human. Where is Vida? Thank you, Sister Alice. Thank you very much. The book is 100% human. That is what we've learned from Dr. Vida today. Others, please, can you be on the screen? We want to take a photo. Something is blurring Sister Alice's face. I'm wondering what is.
Yeah, something is wrong with this. I can't see myself.
No, I'm
Sister
seeing Sister
Alice's background. It's the background.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Now we can see your beautiful face, sister. Wonderful. Okay. I think this could be, all others could be having a problem with their cameras, I hope. Ubene, are you sure you cannot be on the camera? Okay, so maybe Moses, you can, oh, beautiful to see. Jessica, I can see you. Wonderful. Thank you. Ubene, you see, now that's great. I think the call out has done wonders. Kukane is from, one of our projects in Kakuma refugee camp. Is a student. Thank you very much, Kome, for attending. We are so privileged to have you. Guelod from Congo, thank you very much. We are happy to have you. That is wonderful. Of course, Bakashaba Mark, University of Kisumu, you can see his background, tells you a lot. One of the most active students we have in the program. And I saw Ghanaians were so many, not just Dr. Korang, there were quite a number. Where did my friends go? I will call them by name so they can be on camera. Okay, so Moses, maybe you can do with what we have.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, friends. We are so humbled to host you today. Thank you very much, Jeff. Jeff Kimanga is our Information and Communications Technology Manager at Tangaza University. And every year we normally have that upgraded information about ICT and service learning, and how best we can keep also upgrading our ways of doing or serving communities using technology. So I want to thank you in a special way, Jeff, for accepting this challenge. And it is your first time to interact with the entire service learning community. Please now be a member of service learning community. You keep being with us all the time whenever we have functions of service learning. We are so happy to have you. And having one of our own board members here, this goes a long way, friends. Thank you very much, Bojana. We don't know how to appreciate you. We don't know how to show love. Can we all put a love reaction for her, for Bojana? Please check down there. There is some reaction there. Pick the one with sweet love there. Please spread her with a lot of love. Let her feel all. Moses, I wish you could be captured.
You made my day.
Oh yes, all these loves are only for you.
It's so rainy.
Look at that.
Beautiful,
Beautiful,
you
beautiful.
really made my day.
Oh, beautiful. So happy to hear that, Bojana. We are so humbled to have you today. And I think this goes a long way, not just as colleagues and friends, but the fact that you are able to help us and impacting knowledge on this crucial section of AI and service learning. Thank you very much. And I think we can stop here for today. And thank you, thank you. I don't know the name of this sister. It's written Samsung. Sister Samsung. I cannot tell the name, but that is the one I can see, and she's smiling. Okay, so maybe can some Vida, you have a question?
Just a quick one.
Okay.
About the competition, my people are worrying me. They want to know what they did. How far, please? A quick one.
We have, let me just bring everyone into speed. We did a competition on service learning and art, and students did wonders. We received 44 applications. So we already did the analysis. We have the ratings, and we're just waiting for that special day that we're going to do the announcement of the winners. So please tell them that in less than 1 week, they'll find the feedback. We have already the feedback. Beautiful things. And, you know, rating and picking and leaving was such a difficult process for the entire committee. But we are soon going to send out the winners. And then, it will be, I think we'll be done latest next week, please. We have already the feedback from all the evaluators. Yes.
Thank you, because they are bothering me so much. Almost, I'm sorry for asking.
No. I know they're also sending emails to us, so we know what is going on down there. Thank you very much for that.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Maybe we can have a closing prayer from somebody who is touched.
Shall we pray in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit?
Amen.
We thank you, Father, for such a wonderful day, for the wonderful interactions we've had, for all of us gathered and to learn to move forward our activities to the communities. We pray that whatever we've learned this afternoon, dear Lord, you will guide and give us more expanded knowledge on it, that we may be able to implement them and do them to the greatest glory of thy work. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Vida. And thank you all for attending. May God bless you.